Prompting, take two. So we did our physical, that's all done. On to verbal. So a verbal prompt is any additional instruction given once the initial instruction is given. So I'll give you an example. For example, Frank, push in your chair. Push in your chair, Frank. So the first one was the actual instruction, and then the second one would be the verbal prompt in which to do so. Another example would be, okay, get everyone's attention. So, yo, yo, the class says, what's up? And then you say, okay, it's time for recess. Please, everyone, push in your chair and line up at the door, keeping 6 feet apart. The students stand up and do that. However, there's one student who's still coloring. You say, Eloise, it's time for recess. So that would be Eloise required a verbal prompt. The initial instruction was that it was time for recess, and then the verbal prompt was the extra instruction required. The verbal prompt can be a sentence, it can be a phrase, it can be simplified language, so push chair or push in chair, if we're working with students where expressive and receptive language is a challenge. One thing, and I had an interesting conversation with people, is that it's very hard to fade verbal prompts because you can only fade the quantity of words, if that makes sense. So you could say push in chair, push chair, chair, but you're still giving a verbal prompt. So it's harder to fade from one word, and there's also a question as to whether it becomes harder to understand exactly what's been asked of if you're only using a one word verbal prompt. So any verbal instruction that's given after the student has been given the initial instruction. And this could be something simple like the teacher says, go wash your hands. And then you say to the students, okay, wash hands. One of the things that's a little bit difficult is that we use our words a lot and like to say talk is cheap, but it's very easy to overload students with verbal prompts. Wash your hands. Yep, okay, now wash your hands. Now line up with your friends, wash your hands. So by this point, I think I've given maybe 4 or 5 verbal prompts, which is quite a lot. And I think by having that time in between the instruction and the prompt is really helpful. I like to count in my head 10 seconds, which feels like a very long time, but I often count. I'll say, okay, it's time to wash hands. It's time to wash hands. So that would be an example of waiting that full 10 seconds, or maybe don't stand counting on your fingers. But making sure we're not overloading students by constantly giving them verbal prompts, because it's actually easier to give a verbal prompt than it is to give a physical prompt or a gestural prompt. We'll find ourselves verbally prompting more than almost anything else. So yeah, verbal prompting, and once again, VP, which could be used at the bottom of a bit of work, or you can even quote what it is that you said. So maybe it was focus on your work, or time to focus, something like that.